The long-awaited debut of GROOKEY, but who is the trainer? Find out on next week's episode of Dragon Ball Z! Or you could just watch this review. How about that?
Pokemon Ranger! I choose you!
What's up, mighty boys and girls, it's your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to another review of Pokemon Journeys. And this right here kinda marks something really special. And no, I'm not talking about that this is quite possibly my earliest review since episode 1. But if you want to know exactly what I'm talking about, then grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and let's do this. So from the first seconds of the episode alone, you could already tell that this episode is all about the last remaining Gen 8 starter Pokemon, GROOKEY. Since even Go has a rather horrifying dream about GROOKEY being his brother, while his parents have been displayed as talking Rillaboom. Understandably terrified by this nightmare, Go wakes up only to be greeted by an actual GROOKEY sticking to his arm, which makes our hero even more terrified. But as much as this Pokemon seems to be attached to Go, it seems like that GROOKEY already belongs to someone else. Therefore, the task of the day for our heroes is now to track down GROOKEY's original owner. Before we can do so, we learn some characteristics of GROOKEY, like being a very playful and prankish personality with lots and lots of energy, lots and lots of appetite, and a tendency to ruin Koharu's hair. God damn it. Which, to be honest, I don't know why people are angry about it, because she really looks good with messy hair. Anyway, back to topic. We follow up with numerous scenes of Ash and Go tracking down the scent of GROOKEY with the help of Yamper, with them getting into lots and lots of trouble until they reach the end destination of their search. And to the shock of our heroes, they find out that GROOKEY belongs to Team Rocket. Yeah, you heard right. The Pokemon originally belongs to Team Rocket, which not only surprised our boys, but also the owners themselves. Team Rocket, who then called back the rather disobedient Pokemon to send it back to headquarters. After losing his newfound friend, Go is visibly worried about it, while GROOKEY also doesn't really feel very comfortable in the hands of Team Rocket, especially without his missing stick. So the next day, GROOKEY goes out to find his missing stick, while Go heads out to bring back the missing stick. They have a heartwarming reunion, only to be interrupted by Team Rocket. Then Jessie tries to retrieve GROOKEY, only for the monkey Pokemon to just destroy its own Pokeball, and then tells Go to catch him. Go does exactly that, Team Rocket blasts off again, and Go officially owns every starter Pokemon of Gen 8. That's it, and without any more hesitation, let's dive right into the ratings. What can I say about the story? The story all in all was alright. I kinda have to give the writer some props here for trying out new things outside of the usual. Like for example, the twist with the starter Pokemon of the current generation actually belonging to the evil team, which on the one hand can be seen as something done for comedy purposes at first, but if you look a little bit closer, you can see that there is a reason for that, and that is to display that both GROOKEY and Go desire each other and want to be together. Another pro when it comes to thinking outside of the box would be the scene where GROOKEY downright shows disobedience towards Team Rocket to the point where it destroys its own Pokeball. I mean, that was surely something new. I think the last time we saw this kind of disobedience of a starter Pokemon towards other trainers, besides the main character, was Froakie's whole deal and backstory with him running away from several of its former trainers. But this right here with GROOKEY is on a different level when it comes to not listening to your trainer. At first I was rather shocked about this execution, but then I kinda appreciated this new attempt. And last but not least, I liked the overall display of GROOKEY with him being this very playful and prankish Pokemon, which we all kinda expected from a monkey Pokemon, but also showed other sides like emotional attachment or being very rebellious. So now that we talked about the good things, let's talk about my nitpicks, and there are a lot. First of all, GROOKEY's introduction into the series is by far the weirdest debut ever. Usually when our heroes encounter one of the starter Pokemon of the current generation, they don't know anything about this Pokemon and in some cases never have seen the starters before. But even before Ash and Go analyzed it with their Pokedex, GROOKEY was already familiar to Go, thanks to him not only having a nightmare about GROOKEY, but also about Rillaboom, and introducing not only GROOKEY, but also its final evolution stage in a comedic dream sequence. That in my opinion feels really weird. The second nitpick I have is that the anime didn't even bother to make an attempt of who GROOKEY's future trainer could be. Back then, when GROOKEY got revealed to appear in the near future of the anime, many people in the community were really excited excited because they wanted to know who this Pokemon will belong to, and with many even being very hopeful that it could belong to Ash. But from the very first second this Pokemon appeared, you knew then and there that it will belong to Go. And after that rather disappointing reveal, the anime didn't even make an attempt to at least make a mystery about the trainer question, because throughout the entirety of the episode, basically all of Grookey's interactions and emotional moments were connected to Go. I really do think that Grookey didn't even bother to take a glance at Ash whatsoever. And for many people that was also disappointing, because Ash is still the main character of the anime. Well, let's see about that. Because my last nitpick will be that in my opinion, this reveal right here of Grookey being Go's Pokemon further indicates the rather scary and uncertain future of Go replacing Ash. But I will not further go into detail about that, because that will be a topic for an upcoming video. God damn it, even though I wanted to make a crack. But this Go question is much more important than crack right now. So in short, there were some good and rather innovative aspects in this episode, but also some rather disappointing aspects that basically foreshadow the future of the anime. So it's a very mixed 7 out of 10. What can I say about focus? The Lost Grookey, who is the trainer? And at first glance, it's a really intriguing title, where it makes clear that there is a lost Grookey, and that throughout the episode they will make a mystery surrounding of, oh, who could Grookey's trainer be? And the thing many fans were asking throughout the months and months of speculation is if whether or not this could be either Ash's Pokemon or Go's. But then you watch the actual episode to realize that it's all about Go. No real conflict of Grookey where in the end he has to choose, but instead of that, the major interactions and bonding moments of the Gen 8 starter were with Go. So I can understand why many people are disappointed, because many people were intrigued by this promising title only to see the status quo of Go being the main man instead of Ash. 6 out of 10. And last but not least, animation. Surprisingly enough, for a debut episode of a starter, there was no real highlight in regards of animation whatsoever. Even after going through the episode again, there was really nothing. And not only that, but I also realized that they heavily relied on the old school backgrounds, instead of integrating the actual environment into animation movements. So in short, standard, decent animation, but nothing that really stood out. So a average 5 out of 10. So this episode scores a 6 out of 10, and to my surprise and shock, as much hype and anticipation this episode had, it turned out to be rather underwhelming. And personally, I also really feel worried about the future of the anime. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review. What's your opinion on Grookey and the reveal that it's Go's Pokemon? Tell me, and just like always, see you guys in the comments down below. Bye guys!